Hi and welcome back. Most of us start out with an idea for our book that at least allows us to figure out the 15-word synopsis. But very few first-time fiction authors have a deep enough understanding of who their protagonists are and what those characters are really capable of to flesh out a feature-length story. Even memoir writers learn more about themselves through the writing process than they often suspected was possible at first. In fact, a memoir writer's protagonist can be an extremely challenging character to bring to life on the page. So this module's assignment for you is going to help you get to know your book's hero on a far deeper level before you start writing a single sentence of the actual book. Today I want you to download the 4-page character profile handout down on the right, scroll down, and print it out. We're going to tackle it just one page at a time. In your first 15-minute writing session, I want you to pull out page 1 of the profile. You can use a pen or pencil and simply jot short answers in the blank lines, or you can use the topics from this page to jumpstart writing out your answers in prose. As you work through page 1, you'll find some questions have easier answers than others. And indeed, as you work through subsequent pages, you'll find some pages are easier than others. The first page is similar to what a player in Dungeons & Dragons might do to build a new role-playing character. You establish the person's full name, where he or she is from, how old is your hero, height, weight, other physical characteristics. For my book, I've chosen to write my character profile out in prose about that neurotic flute player. And there's a link in the description area below where you can link to my new blog if you're curious or masochistic enough to want to read the whole thing. Don't expect eloquence or dramatic insight from either mine or your character profiles just yet. It may happen now, probably will, or it may happen later. This is simply a tool to get you started and help you understand your protagonist now instead of after you've written 100,000 words. Just remember, your job is to write quickly without pondering too hard. Your job is to allow the flow of words to just come out without quashing them with your left brain editor. That editor is banished until further notice. Whatever falls out of your pen, more likely this step, you're going to uncover great things that will help you figure out the tension-producing elements for your deeper story. In page 2 of the profile, we're going to dig even deeper into the everyday life of our character. What car does he drive? What's her favorite food? Education? And what church did they attend, if any? What family relationships are present? In my journey through this step, I learned that Stephanie's parents physically relocated their family home from Boston down to New York City when their daughter was discovered by a famous flute teacher and was offered a scholarship to study with him at the age of only 13. Talk about traumatic. And probably, honestly, less traumatic for Stephanie because she's immersed in the excitement. But can you imagine yourself as a parent selling your family home, changing cities, leaving one job and starting another, and moving into a highly urban, microscopic apartment all so your teenage daughter can follow her dreams of becoming a world-class classical musician? Okay, now, for those of you writing memoir, you've coasted through the first 2 pages, but here's where it gets down and dirty. Page 3 is the psychological profile. I want to know how your protagonist ticks. Introvert or extrovert? Pessimist or optimist? What was the single most important event in the protagonist's life? What was the most devastating? Has he or she ever been in love? What is his deepest, darkest fear? And what's her deepest, darkest secret? I hope you fiction writers can appreciate why unearthing these answers is going to be very challenging and bring up intense memories for our memoir writers. And finally, page 4 gets you started thinking about the shape of your book's story and its overall architecture. It's not an outline, so don't worry, don't freak out. And it's not going to be carved in granite, not even Formica. It's just your current ideas on what's important to your character and the story. And, of course, why they should be important to your reader. I'd like you to tackle this assignment over 4 15-minute writing sessions. As a bonus for my fiction writers, I want to challenge you to work through this whole assignment for your protagonist the hero of your story. And then go back next week and do it again with your antagonist. That means either the villain or what you might call the anti-hero. In the case of a romance novel, for example, the antagonist is the person the protagonist will eventually fall in love with. Finally, post one or more of your comments, reflections, or realizations below. I cannot wait to see who you're about to meet during this session, because chances are good your protagonist is both weaker and stronger, smarter, and possibly dumber than we imagined. It's all going to help you craft the most compelling book possible in which you'll launch your hero into the world. We'll talk soon.